Okay, this guy's name is John Parks Trowbridge. Now, we talked either last week or the week before last about the difference between the District Court of the United States, which is a Article III court, a constitutional court, and United States District Court, which are territorial courts. The United States District Courts get their authority from Article 4 of the Constitution. District Courts of the United States get their authority from Article 3. Article 3 is the one that we need to be in. Background. This action is an alleged federal debt collection proceeding whose subject matter is alleged income tax liability and an action to foreclose on alleged federal tax liens recorded by claimant United States against real property owned by Trowbridge and arising from an alleged unpaid federal income taxes, penalties, and interest assessed against Trowbridge by the Internal Revenue Service for tax years 1993 to 1997, totaling, as of September 1st, 2013, $3,286,335.47. Docket number 1. I want to stop here and just go back a little bit. We covered this a few weeks ago, but the Internal Revenue Code states that you have to have a lien to exercise, to make that seizure, and they never do have a lien. What they have is a notice of lien. And we have cases where the courts have ruled that a notice of lien is not a lien, a notice of levy is not a levy. They're just threats. The Court of Civil Action is devoid of competent proof, i.e. material evidence, that Trowbridge has actual residence in any geographical area in which a court of general jurisdiction, such as this court, is authorized by the Constitution to exercise jurisdiction. The only material fact in the record of this case relevant to this allegation, defendant John Parks Trowbridge, Jr., resides within the jurisdiction of this court, unquote, is that Trowbridge resides in Harris County, Texas, docket 19-7. The essence of this case is this court's, 1, dereliction of its duty to know, understand, and declare the law in respect of the controlling definition and meaning of the term United States, as legislated by Congress, 26 U.S.C. 7701A9 and 28 U.S.C. 3002, Section 15, subsection 2. The integration of Trowbridge for exclusive reliance on and usage of said controlling definition and meaning in all of Trowbridge's filings, and 3, insistence that the court, a court of general jurisdiction, has authority to hear and decide cases in geographic area fixed by the Constitution exclusively for courts of special jurisdiction, specifically Harris County. The court states during a hearing on May 21st, 2014, but I conclude as a matter of law that North Harris County, Texas, is a part of the United States, thereby evidently inferring that Trowbridge, who resides in North Harris County, Texas, is a resident of the Title 26 U.S.C. United States, effectively the District of Columbia only, and therefore of the subject and Trowbridge's property of the object of Title 26 U.S.C. The court on May 23, 2014, in 1, the court's judgment, docket 53, awards to plaintiff over $3 million of Trowbridge's property, plus statutory additions accruing after April 7, 2014, authorizes plaintiff to foreclose the subject liens and awards to plaintiff all right, title, and interest in and right to possession of said real property, and 2, the court's order, docket 54, sets parameters therefore. Court expedites Trowbridge's eviction on its own, docket 54 and docket 57, and denies Trowbridge motion to stay the order, docket 60. Argument. The court denied Trowbridge the constitutional right of due process. 1, the court denied Trowbridge the constitutional right to have the instant controversy heard and decided by a federal trial court of special jurisdiction. Federal trial courts of general jurisdiction. Courts that hear both civil and criminal matters are courts of general jurisdiction, to wit. The United States District Courts are trial courts. Trial courts, as opposed to appellate courts, are courts that hear both civil and criminal cases through examination and cross-examination by attorney. The Oxford Companion to American Law, Kermit L. Hall, Editor-in-Chief. The United States District Courts are the trial courts for the federal court system. Within limits set by Congress and the Constitution, the district courts have jurisdiction to hear nearly all categories of federal cases, including both civil and criminal matters. UnitedStatesDistrictCourt.gov, and then it gives a website there. Section 3002, definitions, as used in this chapter. 2, court means any court created by Congress of the United States, excluding the United States Tax Court. 3, debt means B, an amount that is owing to the United States on account of an assessment, penalty, interest, tax, recovery of a cost incurred by the United States or other source of indebtedness to the United States. I'm going to break off here for a minute, too, because we're talking about assessments, penalties, interest, and tax. Section 6201 of the United States says that it is the Secretary who is authorized and required to assess all taxes imposed by the Internal Revenue Code, and that includes penalties, interest, add-ons, and all that kind of stuff. The problem is nobody, including me, has ever been able to pin down the Internal Revenue Service or the Treasury Department to tell me who the Secretary is. Now, the underlying code regulation for that section is 301.6201-1, and that says that it is the district director who is authorized and required to make those assessments. The problem there is there are no district directors, and they'll readily admit that through a FOIA request. But we don't have a secretary, we don't have a district director, and I'm guaranteeing you folks there aren't any assessments out there either. The assessment is defined as 301.603-1 of the Internal Revenue Code, and it says that an assessment officer has to be appointed by a district director, and the assessment has to be signed by and dated by the assessment officer. And there ain't any, folks. I have asked for them time and time again, not only for me but for my clients, and they just flat refuse to come up with them. They'll come up with things that other than that, but they won't come up with that.